welcome to Tackle Fanatics TV. And in this episode of TFTV, you get a chance to check out Avid Whity rig kickers.
What on earth is that all about? Well, that, my friends, is a Whity pull rig tied with one of the new Avid rig kickers. They make it so much easier than it has been before trying to do it with shrink tubing. Now, the Whity pull rig itself is quite a complicated rig, as you can see. You know, I'm holding it like that and it's sort of defying gravity, it's hanging upside down, and you're thinking, well, how does that work then? Well, let me explain. How it'll sit on the bottom is something a little bit like that, and with the supple hook link material, that's free to sort of bounce around and act quite naturally. You can see on the shank there, I'm using one of the Avid big eye hook swivels behind a hook bead. That just gives me some extra movement. It means that the rig is free to rotate like that behind it, which is really nice, really neat. Behind the pre-formed rig kicker is one of the rig drops, and that just balances down my hook bait really nicely. Now the idea is this: that sits like that. This is a fish's bottom mouth. Just imagine for a moment, I know it's my finger, but imagine it's a carp's bottom mouth. When its bottom lip comes into contact there, it's too late. It can't go back the way it came. It's too late. It's like a little mouth trap. You know, once that hook's just found a little nick like that, it's all over. Whatever they try and do, the carp is nailed. I mean, as I say, it's one of those rigs that I think certainly has a purpose on lakes that are very pressured. You'll probably be the only angler on the lake using it, at least for a short time anyway. Let me show you how to tie it, because it's actually much simpler than it looks. To begin with, I take a length of hook link. I like the pin down. It's a really soft braided material. It's got PTFE fibres in it. You can see it's super supple, perfect for the Whity pull rig. And what I do then, after cutting that off like that, I'll tie it to a nice wide gape hook. This is a nice straight pointed pattern, absolutely perfect for it. It's just tied on with a simple knotless knot, not very complicated, really basic. Now, the great thing about the preform rig kicker is I can take the kicker and just thread it on. You know, unlike shrink tubing, I've got to keep cutting it down, trying to get it to the right length. These, I can literally just push the hook link through like that to the hook, and then simply follow the guide of the shape of the Whity kicker. So the rig kicker, as I say, it's preformed. So get that to there, just about where the curve starts. It's just a case of twisting him round and getting it all in line. So you can see that's all in line like that. I then take my hook bait, which is on one of the Avid Carp micro hook swivels. Perfect. Gives me loads of movement. And just thread that on the hook like so. And then behind that, take one of these. Bit tricky. This bit, probably the most tricky part of the whole sequence, is just taking that small hook bead, pushing it on the hook, and because of the small bore inside of the bead, it'll hold on the shank just right. And then after that, literally, you know, you can put a piece of putty on here or a split shot or something to weigh it down. I prefer to use these beauties, Avid rig sinkers. If you look at those, they're really heavy, really dense tungsten material, and as you can see, they're pre-threaded. So what I can do is take the other end of my hook link. I take the end of the hook link, thread it through the wire, push him on like so. And then what I like to do, because it actually increases the curve quite a lot, is to push it right up against the rig kicker. And you see, the more I push it, the more it closes up. So I just tweak that until I've got it just where I want it. And there you have it, the finished Whity pull rig in all of its glory.
You've been tuned into TFTV. Tackle Fanatics stock an extensive range of Avid products at the best prices in the UK. We also offer finance to make your tackle purchase more affordable. For further details, log on to www.tacklefanatics.co.uk. Tight lines and wet nets from everybody at TFTV.